Today we're gonna go down Water Canyon Trail. You're definitely gonna want to go down this trail. It's an awesome trail, but check out the video because we're gonna show you how you don't end up like this car beside the car we're taking, which is a 2021 Lexus GX460. So don't end up like this. Check out the video before you head down the trail. It starts right here. Just check the description and you will see GPS coordinates for where this starting point actually is. So as you can see, it essentially starts off as a dirt road, but it will get interesting. This trail is going to be rated as moderate because you're going to see a lot. You're going to see so many things on this trail, and it's not boring. It's one of the funnest trails in the area, I think. But it is going to get a moderate rating because it's going to go from easy to challenging relatively quick. But as you see, it starts off as a dirt road with essentially a washboard effect going on. Now again, this is in the Mojave Desert, and it essentially starts in Pioneer Town. Again, check the description for all GPS start points and end points and waypoints. But you're going to see everything on this trail, from the flat dirt road that you see here to shelf roads with drop-offs, dangerous drop-offs, to rock gardens, to rock climbing, to rutted roads, to sandy sections. So you really are going to see it all on this trail, and you're going to love it. But again, before you go, just check out this video. This is going to show you every obstacle in your way, and you'll get a great idea of what you're up against. So when you decide to go out, you'll see if it's for you or not. So we're going to speed through some of the boring parts and get right to the action. So as you see, we're going to hit some rocks as we get further down on the trail. So if rocks aren't your thing, then it might not be for you. But if nothing looks scary in this video to you, then you're gonna have a blast. But let's go ahead and highlight some of the more interesting parts as we go along here. For reference, the vehicle is a 2021 Lexus GX460. Many vehicles have gone down this trail, including all-wheel drive vehicles, such as Subarus, with no problem. But hopefully this video will give you an idea of what terrain you're up against. Because it's all subjective whether a trail is difficult or easy. It's what you're comfortable with based on your experience, your comfort level, and the vehicle you're taking. So as you see here, we're basically in a rocky section, but nothing too bad. But they're definitely rocks, so if that makes you nervous, there's a little opportunity to bypass these rocks. And again, it will get rockier later. Check out this rock garden here, for instance. There's no way around that, but it does just fine. Later on, here's another big rock, but later on we're going to see actually a little bit of a Excursion on this trail, and you'll get basically to a little hideout up in the hills or the mountains here, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. It's a cool spot. The views are breathtaking and beautiful. There's a cholla plant off to the left. So you'll see interesting plants on this trail. You might even see some water, which I suppose that's why they call it Water Canyon. But as you see, you're definitely going to get to some rocky sections early on in the trail. Again, here's another unavoidable patch of rocks. This trail is relatively little known. I don't believe it's on many online trail maps. So a few people will be out here during this particular trip. We saw no other vehicles except one that was flipped over later on, which we'll see. Now, there is a flipping danger, a very real flipping danger on this trail, because there are a few sketchy parts later on, and by sketchy I simply mean you're on a shelf road, and to one side of your vehicle or the other is a pretty big drop, and it's downhill or uphill depending on what direction you're going, and it's at an angle, so there's a bit of a bank to the road too. So the road is trying to throw you off the side, and that is a very real flipping danger that you should be aware of. It brought us quite the high levels of anxiety as we carefully approached it. And again, you'll see all this later. But there is a spot where one could easily flip and fall off a cliff here. So keep that in mind, because everybody has their things they don't want to do when they off-road. Some people don't like rocks. Some people don't like the idea of falling off a cliff on a shelf road. Some people don't like water, mud, deep sand, whatever. So this will again tell you if this is for you or not. It's going to be some cool elevation changes. You're definitely going to go up and down a lot. So you really do get it all. And of course, you could take this trail in both directions. If you get bored of taking it in one direction or the other. And as you see here, there's some downhill action. Leading into some more rocks and narrow passageways. I wanted to rave a moment about any vehicle that has power pull-in mirrors when you're off-roading. Now, the Lexus GX460, I believe they all come with that. I'm not sure, but this vehicle has it, and it's so delightful to be able to just push a button and have those mirrors fold in. You know, they seem to stick out a good 12 to 14 inches from the vehicle when they are in normal position. In other words, so you can see your mirrors. But when you hit the button to pull them in, it really does tuck them in tight to the vehicle automatically, and just gives you that extra bit of confidence, if you will. It makes you feel more pulled together, a little more sleek, like you're not bashing the car on bushes. You don't hear the tattering of the branches and leaves hitting your mirrors. So I think it has a psychological effect as well, and it makes the vehicle feel a little more purpose-built for off-roading. I believe vehicles like Jeeps, the mirrors just pull out completely if you want, but this is similar to that, and it really does make a difference. And I don't think it's... So let's talk about the beauty of the trail and some of the dangers. It's absolutely gorgeous in this canyon. You're just going to love it. Very serene setting, beautiful rock formations, and this is all in addition to the wonderful road, which this view will show you if you look off to the passenger side here. It's not much of a drop, but it starts to the drop gets a little more precarious as you go up this mountain, and you want to be aware that the road surface is again angled or banked to, of course, the side that wants to topple your vehicle. So just bear that in mind and take your time. That's all there is to it. But do be aware, there are some washed away spots where it does get a little dicey. One in particular was scary. Maybe it was this spot, I'm not sure, when we took it back. Might have been that spot right there. I'm not sure. But when we took it back, which you'll see here in a moment, hang on, you're going down that spot there, and to your driver's side is that big drop, and it's even harder to see. But anyway, this is an excursion that, again, we'll put in the description, so check the waypoints in the description for this let's just call it the Water Canyon Hideout Hill. So this is a diversion, or a excursion is a better word, to the main trail here, and we'll go up and see a spot to park if you wanted to, and enjoy the beautiful views. So think of this section as essentially a bonus section. The main trail does not go this way. But as always, you'll be rewarded with a beautiful view for taking this route once you do finally get all the way to the top. The vehicle here is using all-season tires. Michelin Latitudes is the brand. The vehicle is going back and forth between 4 high and 4 low depending on the steepness. And the air pressure is stock PSI at 32. Now here's that high point or hilltop, a little hideout area. And as you can see, people have gone around this little spot many times, enough to make a little circle, and absolutely beautiful view up there. So I told you it would be worth the risks to go that way, this excursion, to see this beautiful view. Just look at that. And you can hike and walk around or camp or do whatever you want out there. Explore those mountains and then just head back down. So we're going to head back down the same way. That's all this is. That's why it's sped up. And this time, instead of banging a left, you're going to bang a right. So you're going to make a right turn. And this gets you back on the main trail, which is what you see here. Which is still full of fun and interesting challenges. And you're still going to have to deal with some shelf roads. So back on the main trail, we have more shelf roads to look out for. So again, use caution, use precaution. Try not to go into anything blindly. If unsure, stop, back up, get out, and look. Just basic common sense. And as always, go slow. When in doubt, go slower. So the camera can only do so much. We try to set the settings of these cameras to pick up the road surface, because that's what you want to know when you watch a video about off-roading. What does the road surface look like? And so hopefully the camera's not too washed out, and you can get a clear picture of the various undulations, ruts, and rocks in the road. They are there. We did see areas where people had stacked rocks, presumably for lower clearance, all-wheel drive vehicles to get through. So there's plenty of rocks in the area if you needed to stack rocks to in order to make contact with the ground or avoid contact with the ground, either or. There's a view of the various ruts in the road to give you an idea of the fun you'll be faced with. So I would definitely rank this as moderate. A relatively short trail, but I would rank it as moderate, with a bit of a fear factor involved too, with those drop-offs. Now we're getting closer to the end of the trail, just a few more steep downhill rocky sections, and you are almost out of Water Canyon. Again, you could take it straight through, or you could do that diversion up to the Hideout Hill spot. So either or. And we're almost there. There's the vehicle that flipped over some time ago. Be careful. And we're again nearing the end of the trail. The end point is in the description. If you've liked this video, please hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you thought this video was cool. Thank you and have a great day.